We Have Concerns is made possible entirely through donations from listeners like you. A little can go a long way. Visit patreon.com/wehaveconcerns to lend your support. In IMAX.
It's been 136 hours
since we last
recorded.
Your poor phone has been...
My stopwatch has been going.
Dutifully recording the time.
Wow. Good on you, phone. Start.
How do you feel about pills?
Depends on what we're talking about. Should I shut down the recording equipment?
No, I didn't bring any. Oh, by the way, this is We Have Concerns. Hello, Anthony Carboni.
Hi, Jeff Canada. Hi, concerned citizens.
Interesting article I found here in The Atlantic about pills and what happens to them when you swallow them. Which I think we all...
spaceships with Dennis Quaid.
Yes, and Martin Short.
Or a group of 60s scientists in pure white jumpsuits.
Right.
Traverse...
Or Coolio? Is Coolio involved?
I think Coolio could be involved, and they traverse my body.
Yeah.
And they use lasers to shoot the monsters out of my guts.
You're pretty much... We don't even need to talk about this because you have it nailed.
So that's pills, everybody. You're welcome, and I'm a doctor.
It's interesting because the article is talking about this announcement from MIT that happened early October. The researchers developed a new type of drug delivery system. It's called the novel drug capsule. And it's actually more like they describe it as a spiny blowfish. It's a big spiky ball instead of a smooth...
Let me swallow it.
Instead of a gel cap.
Great.
Right? Yeah.
Why coat it with stuff that helps it slide down my throat when you could coat it in spikes?
Right.
Maybe you could shoot tiny flames at me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing. Maybe you could have pendulum blades or scythes on it as well. It could be like a tiny phantasm that you swallow.
And it also insults you on the way down.
Yeah.
Like, you're an asshole!
This esophagus is disgusting, and I've seen a lot of esophagus. Yeah, I feel like gel caps already... Even if you clearly swallow a pill cleanly, sometimes you get that feeling like it's stuck in your throat.
Still there. You went down the wrong pipe or something.
Yeah, and you just feel like
to the side.
For 15 minutes, it's like, I think it's still in there. I feel like I'm choking, but I'm not choking. But guys, I think I'm choking. So if I pass out and everybody's like, you're talking. And I was like, yes, but potentially while I'm choking... because I can feel it in my throat, and maybe, like, I'm crazy.
Also, how did it gain size by a factor of 10 from when I had it in my hand to when I have it in my throat?
Yeah.
It feels so much larger in my throat somehow.
I've thought about that. That's a lot of medical stuff is like that, and also disgusting. So think about the biggest booger blockage you've ever had. And it just feels like it's taking up 1.5 miles in your nose.
Yeah.
And you're breathing like the gust of wind Indiana Jones feels to know that there is a secret passage somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, this wall isn't completely solid.
Exactly.
That's what it feels like. And you're blowing your nose and you're blowing your nose and nothing's coming out. So finally, when no one's looking, you just hook it up there. You just hook it up there and get it out. And you look at it and it's like... It's
tiny.
It's the tiniest thing in the world. And you're like, I potentially threw away all of my dignity and people's idea of me as a hygienic adult for something this big.
But it does feel so much better when you've done that.
Oh, it feels great. So why would I swallow a spiky pill?
Well...
knowing all of this.
Well, there's actually a lot of research to the fact that a large portion of what you swallow in pill form, vitamins, for example, is passed right through your system.
With vitamins, that has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of people take vitamins without food, and vitamins need to mix with other vitamins and enzymes and things before your body can absorb them.
Right.
So what if I take a pill on a full stomach? Does it still slide through?
Well, sometimes not, but sometimes so. And this is preventing that from happening because basically the idea is these needles will stick into the lining of your stomach and then it will dissolve there so that it absorbs whatever's in the pill will absorb right into your bloodstream.
Nope.
It's not painful.
Nope. You don't know because you've never swallowed one.
Well, it's described as not being a painful experience. It's something you wouldn't even feel.
Do you know what else is described as not being a painful experience?
What's that?
Every single painful experience you've ever had right before it happens.
This won't hurt a bit.
This is not going to hurt. This isn't going to hurt at all.
You know what I'm imagining this pill looks like? The everlasting gobstopper from the Willy Wonka '60s movie.
That was like more of like a tetrahedron or something.
Yeah, it totally was. But I remember even as a child thinking, why would anyone put that into their mouth? It looks like the most uncomfortable thing.
I'm literally thinking of Phantasm. I'm literally thinking of the guy who comes out and he's got the metal orbs and he shows one to you and it's like slink.
Yeah.
And it's just these giant spikes that you
don't
swallow.
want to. You don't want to swallow a spike pill?
I don't want to swallow a spike. Here's the deal. It turns out that you just haven't been retaining the medication correctly.
Oh no! Well, that's
Yeah.
why I feel so terrible.
Yeah, it's just it's not flowing through your system. So what we've done is we've created a way for your body to not pass it through as quickly.
Oh, well, that sounds great. What is it?
We have attached it to sandpaper.
Sandpaper?
Yeah, it's 40 grit sandpaper.
Okay.
And what we've done is we've just wrapped it around the pill. And we just need you to swallow this sandpaper.
I have to swallow the sandpaper?
Yeah, well, the pill is inside.
Well, can I have some water?
No. The water will dissolve the glue that holds the sandpaper to
You're
the
using
pill.
real glue on the sandpaper.
Yeah, it's all natural glue. It comes from baby horses.
So you had to kill baby horses?
Where do you think glue comes from?
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that. Okay, well,
People don't think. That's the problem.
so no water.
What would you do to keep this pill in your body?
That is a huge pill.
Yes. Well, it's mostly sandpaper.
Why did you have to use so much?
You know what it is I am so bad at wrapping presents, and I'm always trying to make the nice clean corners. Look, my deal is internal medicine. My deal is not wrapping things. I'm not an origami artist.
Can I just tell you?
Although I did try to make this one look like a frog.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I have to say, the sandpaper bow is a lovely touch.
Yeah, what I did was I took the sandpaper that was already there.
Yeah.
And I wrapped more sandpaper around it before you swallowed it.
You're sure that there's no other way for me to get vitamin C
No.
into my system?
I'm not.
Oh. Well, I'll give it a shot.
This is just the first thing that popped into my head, in all honesty.
No water. Here we go.
Well, to be fair, there was one other thing that we thought of. Yeah, just bring it down. And it was a spiky pill, but that was obviously crazy. And so we thought, what is less than spiky crazy? Oh, you just burped up a lot of blood.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Well, we don't know that. Who's the doctor here?
Let me just say one thing to you right now.
Paperwork, Wazowski.
The funny thing about this study is that the reason they even embarked on this is because people are so unwilling to swallow medicine when it's in a liquid form.
Why?
Because it tastes terrible. Always. It has a medicine taste. You don't like having cough syrup, do you?
No, but if I have to take cough syrup, I take cough syrup. And I think if I have to take
You don't want it in a spiky pill form?
No, if
spiky
liquid
pill.
is the best way to take medicine, shut the fuck up and be an adult and take medicine.
Mister, I don't want to take a spiky pill. Maybe that's the best way to get the medicine.
But it's not. They just said liquid was.
Well, but second best is also good.
Second best
This is best pill form.
Second best is the first dead because they weren't properly medicated. Is what they always say on those accessories posters in the store. If it's really liquid is the best, why?
Well, that's
why
because your body
pills at
doesn't have
all?
to break it down.
Yeah.
People are just more inclined to take pills.
Well, it's just because we're dumb babies?
Well, that's how most things are.
That's
I think
awful. If I was a
we've learned
doctor,
that.
I would just tell people to shut up and stop being a dumb baby if they didn't want to be sick.
The great thing about this article is that it then kind of detours into the whole history of soluble pills.
Yeah.
Soluble coated pills, which is what the first pill form swallowable piece of medicine was. And this is sort of... we've been doing this for thousands of years, taking things in sort of what was a pill form, but modern pills as we know them kind of came into prominence in the late 19th century when, the man on the wagon would come into town and give you his water-soluble pills.
Yeah.
And they reprint in this article fantastic old advertising, which, first of all, let's talk about the fact that some point in our not too distant past, an advertisement was an essay that people were willing to read that had points to be made, that had scientific... well, we can debate the merits of the science.
It basically looked like one of those Reddit MS Paint, conspiracy theory graphics.
Right.
But it was an advertisement, and everyone looked at them, and everyone believed
read them. Everyone read them from start to finish. It wasn't just 3 words, little yellow different. It wasn't just a catchphrase or it wasn't just do it. It was, okay.
It says right here that this medicine was made from the poppy that comes from the top of the mountains in the Himalayas.
Well, that's just the beginning of what you should know about that medicine. See, the medicine is also been hand ground by Chinese workers in the East Indies and then shipped over here on large cargo containers.
It says here that the cargo containers themselves are made of birch, but most of the boats are made of a maple.
Oh, yes, and that maple was hand-sewn, hand-strewn from the mountains and forests of the Netherlands. Oh, my goodness, this is incredible information.
Wow, well, this is the pill for me. Well, I say that, but it's premature. I've got 5 more paragraphs. Hold on for just 1 second, Smitty.
Oh, you should continue reading that. We are departing. The train is about to depart. I think you should just...
Just 1 moment.
I
just want to be sure I've read this whole thing.
Are you going to come down from the billboard at any point?
No. I'm just going to stay. I don't know why they don't just put big text on billboards.
Well, that's
and
so much
less text, and then we could see them. It's hard to climb up here and read it all.
I know, but it is worth your while. See, you get all the information. You can make an intelligent purchasing decision.
Huh. Did you know that alternating current kills elephants?
What? Where are you reading that?
It was just an aside here, but it sounds true.
Oh, no, but honestly, like, as much as we can make fun of it, the truth is just as wacky. Mm-hmm. Like, this is an actual ad. It starts, in consideration of the fact that our competitors are constantly asserting that friability does not imply solubility, we take occasion to explain that the friable condition does imply, and to point out more detail. Yeah, friable pills, they called them originally. Friable pills.
Friable.
And the name of this ad is Facts Regarding Their Friable Condition. That's the catchphrase that they came up with. It's an amazing thing that we didn't have pills, and then we did, and the way they sold it to you is, yeah, guess what? This isn't going to kill you. It's going to be absorbed through your stomach lining. Here's all the information you should have about it.
But I love that we were teetering on the edge at that point of a society where literally everything did kill you. And a society where things are not killing you.
Yeah.
And so the first question you really have to ask reasonably about any product that was coming out was, is this going to kill me, though?
It's a legit question.
Like, but is this going to kill me?
Well, not initially.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And evidently, even before that, for thousands of years...
Now, when was this? What year was this? This was like early 1900s?
Yeah, late 1800s,
Late 1800s.
I think.
Why did they need to sell people pills? Why did they switch to pills to begin with?
Well, it says that originally pharmacists would coat them in silver or gold. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until the late 1800s.
So it was an upsell?
It was an upsell.
It was basically just an upsell? They would put liquid medicine inside of gold and then charge more for it?
I guess.
It seems like the pharmaceutical industry hasn't changed very much then.
The funny thing is, and it says it wasn't until the late 1800s that pills started to become a staple of modern medicine, and even as medicine became more science and less art.
Medicine really is an art. It's personal self-expression.
Yeah. That's probably
You know?
why the spiky pills are so are being sought after by MIT. They're like, you know what? I feel like I'm in a spiky period.
You know what it is? It's just all of these pills look the same, and I am so tired of it. We are stuck in a world.
It's all spheroids.
It's just, God, what is that? Oblong? Get it out of my sight. I'm bored.
What
I'm
year
bored.
is it? Yes.
Swallow this trapezoid. Let's see if you feel better. No, I don't care.
You know what?
I'm just going to keep trying, man, because this is what I do, and you can't tell me that my art is invalid.
Pointy is the new smooth.
So true.
It's amazing. And so
it was just an upsell. It was just like, we're just going to sell you things in pills because?
I mean, I think it legitimately is a way for you to get the medicine into your body. So it's not all shim sham and flim flam. It's a lot of that.
Like, I understand time-release medication in a pill form, right? Like, I understand the pills and then the little capsules of medication within the pills are coated in a specific substance that stops you from getting too much of this in a single point. That I get.
Right.
I understand time release. I understand dosage over time instead of constantly taking medicine all day. That makes sense to me. But before you have to do that, or if your current medication isn't time release, I don't understand. I don't get it. I I don't get pills.
You don't get pills? Do you not take pills? Do you would you
I take a pill every day.
Yeah, but
like I said, it's a time
take it
release.
as a liquid if you could.
If it's more efficient.
Right. You don't care. You want the end goal to be
because it's your fucking health. What do you mean? I don't care. You're trying to make it sound. You're trying to make it sound like this is an aesthetic thing for me, where it's like, oh, your robot efficiency about putting healthy medicine into your body to cure things. Gross.
Well, there is
That's dumb.
There is a convenience factor. No,
Sure.
It's
Yes.
pills are convenient. They can be taken anywhere. You're
Look,
not
man, if I can sneak a flask into a concert, I can take a bottle of medicine with me anywhere.
Dude, that is rad, dude. What do you got there, bro?
Oh, this is amoxicillin.
Amoxicillin.
I have a slight ear infection. No, we can't. No, we can't pass that around.
What is that shit? Is that an antihistamine,
No,
bro?
stop. No, that's liquid Benadryl. Please, that's for my allergies. This is an outdoor 3-day. Don't drink all that.
I want some of that.
No.
Give that to me.
Honestly, this is.
Oh, that cleared me right up, man. I
No.
can breathe freely.
But I have.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't for sharing.
Give me some of that. Let me give me some of that.
No.
Come on.
No.
Oh, come on.
This is for my asthma.
Give me just a puff on the inhaler.
We're not gonna get anything out of this.
Come on, man.
Fine.
That is. I kind of don't feel anything from that, actually.
Yeah, and I don't think I have as much as I need anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. The sad thing is that all of these medications have been abused by somebody at some point.
I would like to hear if there is a medication that has not been abused.
It's never been abused. What's the one medication that would never be used recreationally? Like Vicks VapoRub? I don't know.
No, Vicks VapoRub is used heavily.
Well, that's true, but that's a completely different kind of use.
I can't think of a single medication that could not be misused. And I also can't think of a single medication that I couldn't think of a misuse for in 2 seconds flat.
Yeah. I can't think of a single medication that I wouldn't prefer having
maybe
as a spiky
Lipitor?
pill. Lipitor?
Maybe Lipitor, maybe like an old guy's like
Heart medication or
anti-cholesterol pill. I can't think of a single way to abuse Lipitor. So I guess if you're going to leave me in your house with your medicine cabinet, the only thing that's safe is the Lipitor.
Dude, my veins are so clear.
What happens if you take too much Lipitor?
I find you in a pile of just ribs and bacon.
My blood just came out of my pores. Like there's literally nothing holding it
It's
anymore.
like, I can eat anything now.
It's like the end of Evangelion or something. Everybody just turns into a mist. Your corporeal form just explodes outwards. There are no boundaries between humans anymore, and finally society is perfect.
The Lipitor future. It's happened. It's come together.
I don't know. Would you put a spiky pill in your body?
Yeah. I have complete confidence that it wouldn't taste weird. It wouldn't hurt. It would be fine.
I feel like it will be
going
fine,
down.
but I also feel like I now want to know why we just can't fucking cowboy up and take a liquid medication that's good for us.
They taste icky. They taste icky.
What a baby.
Yeah.
You're a dumb baby.
don't want-
I'm usually the dumb baby, and you're a dumb baby right now.
Well, we're talking about an industry that's just trying to sell you more stuff. And
Yeah.
if they can figure out like 0.5% of the people will do this more than,
And that's,
you know what I mean?
That's the other thing, too, is now that this is going to be perfectly time released and none of it's going to come out of your body, and you're going to have to take less medication to have the same effect, is the price of medication going to go down?
No.
So who is this benefiting? No one.
Nobody. The spike lobby. How do you
The spike lobby is extremely powerful.
They are very powerful. They for a long time they ruled the railroads.
There's a reason why every deadly trap you've ever seen is covered in spikes.
It's because of the spike lobby.
Why is there not why is there not more lava? Why is there not more sharks? Why don't you go into more secret lairs and see more laser traps?
Yeah.
Spike lobby. Heavy spike subsidies.
In the early 2000s, they got into the haircutting business.
Mm-hmm.
They got into they lobbied.
Nope,
Supercuts
over.
pretty
That's a
hard.
dad joke. That's a dad
Spike
joke.
lobby.
I'm not letting it happen. Would you
were,
guys take this pill? And how do you feel about? Would you man up now that you know that liquid medication is probably better in a lot of cases? Would you take more icky tasting liquid medication to feel better?
They lobbied the dog naming
You
department.
knock it off. Also, if you've heard a story recently that you think we should cover, you can send it to us at wehaveconcernshow@gmail.com.
They lobbied black directors who make
Oh, because there's only
socially
one
conscious
black
movies.
director. Way to go. Way to go.